talking about in the world here, we're talking about the hereafter. But Shaitan then said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you can find this commentary in many of the hadith books. You will find a very, very good commentary about this particular incident, which has been written by Imam Abdullah bin Ali al-Haddad. It's also been written by Mufti Imam Muhammad al-Khan rahimahullah. He's written about this as well. You will find a very excellent commentary by Sayyidi Abdul Qadir al-Halabi from Halab of Syria. And all of them, and amongst many, many other scholars, they write, Shaitan then questioned Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I know that you are my Lord and my Creator and my Sustainer. I know this. And I know that for sure on the day of Qiyamah I am damned to hellfire. But I will do everything I can to pull people towards me. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through His divine mercy and how He replied is befitting to Him subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said in the meaning of what He said, that nobody will go astray or fall into falsehood who has been guided by me. And Shaitan said, I am going to try to pull people towards falsehood and misguidance, as many people as I can. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through His oneness and His divinity, blessed is He and transcendent is He subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive me and you. Amen. He said, in the meaning of what He said, that I will reveal a revelation. I will send forth messengers. I will give clear warnings. I will be generous and merciful upon my slaves, to the extent where even without them asking, I will still give them life after death. So every night when we sleep, or for those of us who sleep during the daytime, when you wake up, you've just been given life after death. Because sleep is the sibling of death. Sahih? I will give them health without them asking. So when we wake up, and day after day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through His divine mercy, still gives us our 2 arms and 2 eyes and 2 ears and our nose and our mouth, these ni'mah, these blessings. And many a time we take these for granted. We don't even thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I will give them sustenance, their livelihood, food and drink. We wake up in the morning, or wake up at night, whenever you wake up, when you walk home, and you open the fridge, and your milk is still there, and you open your little cupboard, and your PG chips are still there, and your sugar's still there, and your little cardamom pods are still there, and you make your beautiful tea, sahih. Or when we come from in East Africa, we still make our kahwa, our black coffee with cardamom pods in it and stuff. So everything is still there, but I can't ever remember saying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Rabbal Alameen, you know, tomorrow when I wake up, or tomorrow when I go home, or tonight when I go home, please make sure the milk is still in the fridge, and please make sure the tea bags are still in the cupboard, and please make... Allah gives this to us. Allah gives it to us. And these are just little things that I'm mentioning. Not to say what Allah does not give us, what hasn't He given us? And He gives us day after day after day after day. And many a time we don't even ask Him for it. But this is why? Because Allah is Kareem. Allah is Kareem. He is generous, and this generosity is not that which you have to ask for. Real generosity is that which is given without even being asked. That is true generosity. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was saying to Shaitan that my slaves will be given everything. And these blessings of mine, for surely if they are thankful, they will remember, they will talk about these blessings and stay towards my path. Shaitan then said, Ya Rabb, I need tools. I need things to pull people towards me. You will give your slave houses. I need a house. I need a place where I can stay. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then gave the Baytul Khala, the hammam. You know, where we go to relieve ourselves or to wash ourselves, which is why we've been instructed by the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that before you walk into the toilet, say, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-khubuthi wal khaba'ith. Why do we say this? Oh Allah, I ask for your refuge from amongst the male and the female little khaba'ith, the little jinns who lead people astray, because they live around the toilet. the little agents of shaitan. We're talking about the jinn agents, not the human agents here. And then shaitan then said, I need sustenance, I need food and drink. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then said, in the meaning of what he said, any food or drink which is partaken of without my name being invoked, without saying Bismillah, then shaitan, you will partake in that food as well. So this is the food and drink of shaitan. Shaitan then said, I need something which is going to cloud people's mind and take your memory away from them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then said, in the meaning of what he said, that in the last ummah, so this ummah here, when alcohol is going to become haram, and intoxications will be haram, anything that intoxicates your mind is haram, I will give you that as your tool that will pull people away from my memory. Shaitan accepted. Shaitan then said, I need entertainment to pull people towards me. You're going to have your beautiful kalam, your beautiful speech. The book that was revealed upon our master and prophet Isa alayhi salam, Jesus. The book that was revealed upon our master and prophet Sayyidina Dawood alayhi salam, David, the Zabur. The revelation that came upon our master and prophet Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, Moses, the Torah. And the revelation, the mother of all revelations that came down upon the heart of the Prophet of Allah, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The beautiful speech of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Shaitan then said, I need something as well. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to him in the meaning of what he said, you will be given certain musical instruments and words which will pull people away from my remembrance, from my true remembrance. Hence music and haram words were given to shaitan. Sahih. Shaitan then said, I need something that is going to make people fall for their vices. You have given your remembrance, and in that remembrance you will say, Ala bi dhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub. Verily the remembrance of Allah brings peace and tranquility upon the hearts. So if people involve themselves in your remembrance, by praying their salah, by giving zakah, by fasting in the month of Ramadan, constantly sending salawat upon Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, repenting towards you, trying to be good human beings, building up a good character, humbling themselves before you subhanahu wa ta'ala, not thinking they are better than any other human being, everything that is positive, I need something that will turn them away from this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then gave shaitan zina, adultery, fornication, haram sexual relations before marriage, or even after some people marry, they have haram sexual relations. So this was given to shaitan. So how does this contradict or take a stance against the remembrance of Allah? Wherever zina or haram sexual relations take place, the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not stay there. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pure and His remembrance is pure, and that act is impure, hence pure and impure do not stay together. So these were given to shaitan, these tools, and today he doesn't even have to work that hard. We're doing the work for him. Sahih? We're doing the work for him. I was going to come to this, thank you for reminding me. We're doing the work for him. Do you know how? Do you know how we're doing this work for him? Let me tell you one thing. You know, this bit is where the experience comes in. My voluptuous brother, Kabir Deen, Jazakallahu khair. You know, in Leicester, my brother used to own a taxi office, and he owned it for about 15 years. And many nights I would sit in his taxi office to help him. And I get called all the beautiful names. SubhanAllah, how many messages shall I read? This is more than text messages. And I used to get called all of the names under the sun. You know, I've been called a Taliban, I've been called a terrorist, I've been called a blockhead. You don't look like a block. It's like satellite, yeah, but not long. You know? I've been called all sorts of things. And you take it not with a pinch of salt, but with a bucket of salt. You know, inside I was thinking, yeah, you idiot, but I didn't say it. You know, because I thought, subhanAllah, if I use these words towards this person, then they're going to think, look, you see the character of Muslims? But rather you smile and you say, where would you like a taxi to? I know what I'd like to send you, but where would you like a taxi to? You know? And you just, but you know what the saddest thing is? Where if it comes from someone who you recognized, where I was giving khutbah at the time of Salat al-Jum'ah, and I'm facing the congregation, and that brother looked so beautiful sitting in front, I'm not talking about you, Shuaib. Looked so beautiful sitting in front of me at the time of Salat al-Jum'ah, and then in the evening when I was sitting in the taxi office, you know, that brother walks in and he looks more like a sister, and he cannot even speak properly. His speech is because he's out of it, you know what I mean? He's tripping, and it's not his shoelaces that need Italian. The guy was tripping hard. Do you know what I mean? I went to you from the mosque. Yeah. Well, where do you want to go? When I see sisters, Muslim sisters, who they walk past the taxi office and they see me, oh, don't go there, it's that Imam from that mosque. He knows my mom. I know your mom. I know your mom. Right there, sister, I do know your mom. And do you know what? For those people who know me, they know that I'm rugged about that. I will tell your mom. I'm going to approach you first, and I'm going to speak to you about it, and say, you know what, stay away from it. And then I'll tell you again, stay away from it. And the third time, I'm going to tell you, stay away from it, but you've got a certain amount of time. If you catch up again, if you're caught hard in this act again, not only will I tell you, Mom, I will advertise it. I will advertise it. Do you know what I mean? Take a shame upon yourself. Take some shame upon yourself. You're a Muslim. You've been given clear commandments that this is not befitting for a believer, but rather today you are the decoration of that place. So, you know, when I started seeing this on a regular basis, I did a little survey in just Leicester City Centre, and I found that 75% of Muslims in Leicester City Centre, and out of the 75